When I was younger, I had nothing but an idea. I spent years working late nights, tinkering in my small garage, building and testing until finally, I had something that could change the industry. My wife, Linda, was there in the beginning, but as time went on, her patience wore thin. She hated the long hours, the failed attempts, and the money that seemed to vanish with no return. Still, I believed in what I was doing, even when she didn't. 4 years, I was treated like a dreamer who would never make it. Linda often reminded me that she married a man who wasn't providing the life she thought she deserved. While I was buried in work, she became more distant, going out with her friends, buying things we couldn't afford, and living as though I was invisible. I noticed the coldness but kept my focus on my invention. I believed that if I could succeed, maybe it would fix everything between us. After countless sleepless nights, I finally perfected my creation. I took it to companies, pitched it to investors, and was met with rejection after rejection. Still, I refused to quit. And then one day, an international corporation saw its value. After months of negotiation, the deal was sealed. They were buying my patent for $101 million. It felt surreal, like my entire life's work had been justified in a single stroke. I remember walking into the house that evening, papers in hand, ready to tell Linda. I thought she'd finally see me as more than a failure. I expected relief, joy, maybe even pride. But when I opened the door, she was already waiting with a different set of papers, divorce papers. She pushed them across the table without hesitation. My chest tightened. "Now, after everything?" I asked, my voice shaking between anger and disbelief. She didn't even flinch. She simply said, "I can't do this anymore. I've wasted enough of my life on your dreams." The irony burned in my veins. She had no idea I just sold those dreams for a fortune. At first, I wanted to tell her, to shout it in her face. But then I realized, she didn't deserve to know. This woman, who mocked me when I struggled, who made me feel small every day, was about to walk away believing she was leaving behind a failure. That was the sweetest victory I could ever imagine. The divorce went through quickly. She didn't fight for much, assuming I had nothing worth taking. She walked out with her bags, her pride, and a sneer that said she thought she had won. Meanwhile, I signed documents that would soon make me a multimillionaire. Weeks later, the company publicly announced the acquisition. My name was splashed across newspapers, business journals, and online articles. Friends who once doubted me now called me a genius. Investors who had turned me away begged for meetings. And Linda, well, she found out the truth like everyone else. I heard from a mutual friend that she nearly fainted when she read the news. She tried reaching out, leaving desperate messages on my phone, pretending she had made a mistake, that she wanted to talk. I never replied. Why would I? She didn't stand by me when it mattered. She didn't believe in me when I was nothing. The money brought me freedom, but it wasn't just financial, it was emotional. I no longer carried the weight of her constant disapproval. I bought a new house, hired a small team, and started working on new projects. My life was no longer defined by trying to prove myself to someone who never saw my worth. Linda, on the other hand, became a story people whispered about. The woman who divorced the man right before he became a millionaire. She had traded loyalty for impatience and lost everything in the process. I didn't seek revenge. I didn't need to. Her own choices had punished her more than I ever could. I often think back to the day she pushed those papers across the table. I see her face, cold and certain she was leaving behind nothing but a hopeless dreamer. She thought she was walking toward a better future, but in truth, she had shut the door on the best one she would ever have. Now, when I look at my success, I don't see money alone. I see proof that belief in yourself outweighs anyone else's doubt. I see a reminder that loyalty is priceless, and those who abandon you in your struggle have no right to share in your triumph. And every so often, I wonder if she regrets it when she lies awake at night. I wonder if she imagines the life she could have had if she had waited just a little longer. But by then, I smile, because I know the answer doesn't matter. Her chapter in my story is closed, and mine has only just begun.